Hello, everyone. Today we have an MV34. We're going to take a look. 5T. 4025 Japan, it says. Yeah, okay, no long introductions today. We'll see what the problem is. It's leaking, flooding, getting too much gas, even the airbox is dripping. It's leaking right out of the airbox. Well, I'll try to show you now, if I can. Let's see. No, it's already evaporated. It sat for a day and dried out. Anyway, it floods so much that gas pours from the airbox, which isn't very good. So, we're going to take it apart now to see what's wrong and why this is happening. I have a guess, but we'll take a look now. So, it blows through, but the gas probably leaked out, so it's not sealing, and if you close it, the most interesting thing is that it doesn't blow through. So why it's flooding is unclear. I think we need to adjust our float, but we'll see what comes of it. So, let's get down to business. Okay, we've partially disassembled our carburetor, and we'll start with the accelerator pump diaphragm. It's intact, but watch out. When you unscrew it, don't leave it open like that for too long. Because Chinese rubber, even though it says Japan carburetor on it, I don't really believe that. And Chinese rubber doesn't like being exposed to fresh air, let's put it that way. You can blow out the cover. The channel itself too. Give it a light blow through. And assemble everything. Carefully back together, before it falls apart, because unfortunately, repair kits for this carburetor in our country, for some reason, it's a disaster, none to be found. You can only order them somewhere. Like AliExpress or something like that. So our task today is to fix what we have. Otherwise, the owner of the scooter will have to rely on their own 2 feet. Essentially riding the 11th bus walking, and I wouldn't want that. So let's keep going and figure out what might have gone wrong here. And at the same time, we'll inspect everything else. Right, here are the jets, I took them out. This one doesn't come out. So we won't try to force it out too much. We don't want to damage it, since it's really stuck. And there's no point in struggling with it too much. It can be blown out while it's inside there. So let's get to blowing everything out. As for the float, I'll stop there and give you more details on how it should be. About the needle. In the diaphragm, there's an inlet and a little piece that holds it in place. You just take some thin pliers, grab that little cap, and pull it straight up. Don't twist it or anything, just pull it straight up. It sits on little guides and holds onto the needle. The needle itself is set to the lower position. Or is it the middle? Wait, hold on, because I haven't even checked it myself yet, and I'm already telling you. Well, let me check now. In theory, there should be 5, so we'll leave it in the middle for now. And later we'll see. If it's too much or too little, we'll decide what to do. For now, we'll leave it as it is. I told you how this thing comes apart. I'm saying, the main thing is, don't twist it, or you'll snap its neck and then you'll have trouble. It just pulls straight up. Now we're putting it back together in reverse. There should be a spring here, but somehow aha. There is a spring at the bottom. Just a second. Oh, the spring fell out. Got it. Good, it needs to be there too. And most importantly, there should be these holes here. They also need to be clean and clear all the way through. Everything here is perfect, so now we'll give it a light blowout and put everything back together. Yes, from observation, this usually happens when the motorcycle doesn't have a center stand, just a side stand, and when it sits at an angle, it can flood. That's why the float is usually set horizontally. I've set it a little higher now so it cuts off the fuel supply a bit earlier, so even if it's on its side or tilted, the system will still work. It's designed like this. See, this is the pin that holds the float. And the hole on one side is thicker, and on the other, it's thinner. Meaning you can only push the pin in one direction. And it moves quite stiffly. Let's just double check that the float itself doesn't catch on anything. Looks like everything is fine. Yes, the needle has this factor too. Check that this little valve moves freely so it works, and the rubber seal itself must be intact. I would, of course, replace this needle because 6,000 is what it has already covered. And there are small traces here on it. Already there. Well, we'll see, maybe cleaning it up will save it. And I also took some fine grit paper on a drill bit and polished the seat just a little. There. And look, because this thing usually comes out, and there is a filter inside that needs blowing out. But I don't want to, because I can't get it out. I don't want to damage it. So I just blew into it from the fuel supply side to clear it out, and from this side, in short, I blew it out both ways. So now we are assembling everything and we'll test what comes out of it all. Whether the carburetor will leak again or not. So now we're putting it all back in right here. We take our pin and look for the right side. Like this. It should go in easily, but not in this case, because I told you, it's quite tight. So that you can both get it out in. Put it back in, okay, for now, like this. Well, it's a bit too high, probably. But let's try blowing into it. Well, it shuts off, but to me, it's a little too early. We could lower it just a tiny bit more. Let's try just pressing it down like this. Well, it seems to blow and seems not to. How will it be? Actually, for it to shut off, we are a bit too early. We need to lift our tab just a little. I'll use a little. Carefully so I don't break it. We'll bend it just a tiny bit. Well, that's much better. Let's try blowing again. And check at what level it shuts off. It's still, in my opinion, a little bit too early. Need to bend it again. Or rather straighten it, bring it back. Yeah, that's too much now. Oh, that's how it should be. This should be good. And also, on the plate, make sure they are horizontal. Well, everything seems to move, nothing is sticking. Let's blow. Well, we left a slight angle like that. Now we push our rod into place, or the cover won't close. It moves easily like this. Everything works. It blows and shuts off. So now we're assembling it and it should be fine. We blew everything out and cleaned it. I messed up one thing though. I'll redo it now, because I forgot to secure our well under the needle, because usually in standard carburetors it doesn't come out. I don't know why they did it here. Probably to put a filter in there. But why make it all so hard to work with? Still unclear. Well, what's done is done. There are clones of this carburetor. I'll show you now. I'm taking it out, like this. I take another small rod and gently tap it out. Only after that does it start to move, you pull it out. And it's not a fact that you'll succeed just like that. Easily and right away. So, where is our bolt? It should be right here. Now we'll screw it back into place. And let it hold. Although it's sitting in there in such a way that I couldn't get it out. It would be possible if I had, as I said, a repair kit. Then the kit includes a replacement part and it doesn't matter how you take it out, you can just change it. But when there's no repair kit, you might damage it and then you're in trouble. So I decided it's better if I just lightly sand it and leave everything as is. And at least I'll have a chance to fix that carburetor in the near future without waiting for a package from a faraway country. Oh, yeah. Let's check again where our guide is. We insert everything. Push it in as far as it goes. Then, with pliers, gently press it down, because as I said, the cover won't close if you don't. Like that. Double check one more time. And assemble everything completely. That's what that MV34 carburetor is like. As I said, why it's so complicated is unclear, but in principle, it's understandable. So, if you have something like this, or if you're buying a motorcycle, watch out, because the carburetor isn't the most common one, let's put it that way. At least in our parts, it's not very convenient to work with. That's what that carburetor is like. So, we'll install it. We also have a choke here that can be engaged, but some parts got lost here. I don't even know, someone must have messed with it. Let it stay in this position for now, it's closed. If you have one like this, it's currently closed. There's a needle inside, and it blocks the access here. It is closed right now. You don't really need to install anything here. Nothing blows through here. So, that's how you can work with this carburetor if you happen to get one. Blow it out. Basically, just blow it out as usual. The main thing is to set the float, because I said, when the motorcycle is parked, it's on the kickstand. It's a bit tilted to the side. And if it's too high, gasoline might leak. But I'll install it now and we'll see. If I don't record again, that means everything went according to plan. And if our episode ends here, then leave a like. And of course, please donate to the Armed Forces of Ukraine. See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.